To the final day of the final week of the regular season of the LPL, kicking in that playoffs. IG, if they're able to take the 2-0 here, will cement exactly where they are. And some people thought they might try and dodge the EDG side of the bracket. Everyone looks like they really want to win in this final week.
Yeah, and that has been what has been discussed here as far as if they lose horrible 2-0s like these, then they're going to be feeling really, really bad as far as that momentum is concerned moving into the next one. The morale of the team is very important.
Here, there's a big mental edge, especially in this competition, that goes across to the opposition. If you're able to take a convincing 2-0, that's so we saw LGD yesterday. They played very well, especially around Imp's Twitch in Game 1. Really brought it to the game, and he made it work. That's something that teams are going to have to look at now going into the playoffs, because PYL has shown it's not one of those troll.
Amazingly well used, locking people up so they could get multiple man knockups with the unburrow there from Rek'Sai, and everyone just able.
I really liked how they utilized that. They even positioned themselves around a dragon fight where the dragon turned nice and goal. That Bard is the only champion that can do. So if PYL becomes a master of that, that means that LGD in particular have something. They've had a very up and down season, and you would say that their most consistent member, their mid lane or rookie, he's still looking fantastic. But
Cow has looked fantastic on the new jungle Gragas that has been making a resurgence here in the LPL, but has had some up and down performances.
He's aggressive, ganking lanes, trying to get into the other jungle and counter jungle, but he's gone into farm mode way too much for me, and it's just not the Tiger or maybe even the Nocturne coming out of the jungle with 2-3 damage items and tearing a team apart. But we will take you through the IG lineup. Zatai, he's actually looked much, but the Gnar looked okay.
Yeah, and Kakao didn't look capable of dying towards the later stages of the game. Unfortunately, didn't do a whole lot else either, and Rookie there does have a Rise game, but those Azir games are sticking out because his Azir looks so incredibly strong.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't. He's just able to push down turrets at the sub-10 minute team with all AD carries across the LPL, and Kid definitely no exception.
Yeah, and Kitty's in that bottom lane are very, very frightening to go up against. But the interesting thing about Kid is those 5 games, that Ezreal game was one of the most impressive.
Yeah, it certainly was. And Kid, he's always been known for his Ezreal, so he was able to get in there. Didn't go the blue build, actually went for a Trinity Force build with Xerxes Greaves, I think, as well in there, and he just was a late game threat. So I want to see if that comes out again. Of course, comfort picks are a big thing for the Chinese AD carries, and as Vayne's coming back in the meta, expect a lot of people to pick her back up, but
looking like he's got the LGD lineup here as well, and my goodness, PYL, they're in the middle, looking like a beast. We can confirm going through here, the Hecarim, he just got
Acorn-esque up there. These two looked very impressive.
The heck he wants. And speaking of doing whatever the heck they want, Imp is, just before that misfortune, was an...
You see PYL a lot of out for, and we'll see. The bottom lane for LGD, they've just got better as the season's gone on.
They've got better, and they've got way more versatile, successful in the last showing, and there's no reason why PYL shouldn't pick that one up. It does suit his playstyle.
Certainly does. Likes to pack up and...
He's not exactly a... I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. A slight smirk here as Flame just looking glorious as usual.
He certainly is. Look at the crystalline skin.
That was. But he does... Oh my, stop! Head into this game, and IG versus LGD. A massive one towards the middle of the top end. Exactly what we're going to...
You talk to people, and it kind of is EDG up the top. Then you have this VMG on a good day is in on today. Makes up the last spot, either M3 or Team jostling in between there. IG, they want to make their case for being up there in the Vici and Snake group that is the second best, because they've shown that they certainly can do it. On the other side of the rift, LGD, they've got a very star-studded lineup with the exception of maybe TBQ. Everyone coming into this team was extremely hyped, and TBQ, he's shown he's no slouch whatsoever as well, picking up some fantastic games in the jungle. So they're probably peaked at the best part of the season.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. LGD sort of were always sort of towards the top side of the standings but in the league, but they really are coming out into that form at the moment, and Imp really showing his world-class abilities there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, certainly, and I think everyone knew that the Imp PYL lane was going to be fantastic. It just made a lot of sense on paper as we do jump into Champion Select. It was how they get Flame, Acorn, well as TVQ and Godvi as some of these carry top laners like the Shyvana, like Hecarim are making a big resurgence. And I just think they're playing it extremely smart with some roster changes.
And this is very interesting. In fact, the Udyr is going to be banned away here first up for LGD, following the Nunu ban from IG as well. And Wasn't exactly expecting the Udyr to be taken off the board, but we'll see whether that's because of scrim situations throughout the week, what's been going on behind the scenes here for IG.
Yeah, well, it just becomes unkillable, and he's this disruptive force in the middle of the fights. With Bear Stance, just able to get multiple stun rotations through the whole of the lineup. So really do understand why that's being taken away. Lulu actually is a target pan. And that's something I didn't think we would see being taken away from Godby.
Yeah, that is not the time.
I have no idea what is going on, but
maybe. I really hope so, because I hope that we're going to be going on another magical journey today. Cho'Gath going to be taken away. A more standard one as well.
That's not a surprising way.
But they seem to have targeted some sort of Juggermore-esque type comp here as well, taking away the Lulu and the Nunu as well. The Blood Boil and the Wild Growth being fantastic, not to mention the Whimsy. So I guess that is something that they could be doing here, but Imp hasn't been one to play that style thus far, and Rookie, he's not going to see his Azir, and that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, and I actually think IG have turned that into a must ban on this. They were picking Vlad into it, thinking that was a counter matchup. Rookie just didn't miss that memo, apparently, and continued to win the lane over and over again.
And by win the lane, we mean take the turret at 10 minutes.
Yeah, despite 3 games.
Yeah, despite it. BBQ answers immediately with the Lee Sin, and Flame back on the unkillable Maokai there in the top lane.
Yeah, hasn't actually locked it in yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But TBQ insta-locked that, and I want to know whether this is going to be an extremely aggressive Lee Sin that just tries.
Azir's not there.
Urgot, that is him, but hard kinetic position reversal. See the, once again, cool.
The people are going to die.
Urgot, and he ends up in the middle of the, well, I love it.
POA will say that Callista Nautilus are terrifying.
As it chases you across the map through.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Carry.
Yep.
Urgot very good at slot
working, because you have to think that if I use all of these high ability to disengage with
exactly how it works out, but I don't know, Atlas. I honestly think that you're right, it isn't to get around the map.
LGD for our first matchup of invades for wards. Sonic Wave was up to this one, and
able to take out that ward, and Cacao, he'll just go back. Has enough time to get back into the jungle before anything starts off, and we'll see maybe a lane swap initiated here by LGD.
Yeah, LGD probably don't want to have that Callista against Urgot matchup, although you have to think that it probably goes okay for level 1.
Yeah, it certainly does. So actually, Callista does okay for the first 3 levels, 4 levels in the matchup. It's just once Urgot starts scaling up, get some points into that queue, can start chunking her out of the lane. So we will see the lane swap coming through. Both players will probably look to freeze because they're not very good at pushing in either of these matchups. So as you can see, very deep in the lanes already on the side of LGD, looking to grab that minion up.
Yep, and you can see the double jungling starting already here as well. As you're exactly right, the freeze is coming through. Urgot actually staying around those Krugs here as well, as he manages to take down, I believe, the little one.
Yeah, and we saw this morning in the NALCS. Nautilus messes with people so much in the jungle that he's able to 2v1 force them off the blue buff early. He's going to stick around because they will probably come back, so he's just waiting for that to happen. No, now actually recalls, so not able to mess with them as much as we saw this morning, but still able to change the jungle path.
Yeah, actually they're leaving the blue buff here as well, heading towards that red and not wanting to head back towards there. Of course, he's going to be heading towards this bottom side of the map. We've seen Maokai's do quite well. He's going to be heading down there, and that's some chunky members that IG are going to have to go up against.
Yeah, there certainly is. They're trying to poke Flame out with their Qs at the moment, but Flame, because he got the first 3 Raptors,
only on 1, so yes, he'll continue taking a bit of poke, but Kid,
that because they can't really trim it.
After the dredge line.
Yeah, it certainly is. She's just waiting for the charge. Fantastic combo, but Cacao, the dragon.
Yeah, at half, at him.
For him, so he can just pick up the
whole bunch of trouble around that flail, but Q.
Surprised. I personally don't agree with the build. I think that you need some early game presence in the lanes that Warrior gives you very well here, because we've seen even Ray nearly got it.
Was that not in range of the electrical surge? Too strong. Picked up that chalice. Blue buff not quite available just yet, as Rookie had taken that one very, very late. Got to be able to do a bit of zoning here as well, as Rookie quite low on mana. That chalice is
as Godfrey puts down some more, maybe not as bad as some. Wow,
definitely working out here. And Rookie, he's almost in kill range, but from this LeBlanc, despite the chalice pickup.
Yeah, it's just because he hasn't got the blue buff yet. As soon as he's able to pick that one up, it'll just be completely fine. It's up now. They're pinging it out furiously. Want to get him over there, be able to pick that one up, because LeBlanc's had about 50 seconds of having that blue buff before Rookie's been able to secure his.
Yeah, there is a ward on there from LGD, though, as Imp and POL doing some work onto this turret. That one might. Creep wave turns up. Imp takes down the turret, and that's the first one here for LGD, starting the snowball of these structures early on in this one.
Yeah, so it's 1,000 gold advantage as...
They find the right one, the flash forward. Oh my goodness, is the auto attack going to be enough? No, it's not, as TBQ comes around here as well. Just some
talking about, sure, Kakao, he's building up some CS advantage as well, so he's extremely taking on himself, though, because otherwise...
TBQ yet again, the rightful place on the Nautilus, but has a whole lot of move, but TBQ's not finished just yet. Oh my goodness, the flash is perfect. Zatai wants to try and get the equalizer. The dust settles. It's a support. Poise not able to get over the wall. That seems pretty correct there as the tree that he is. Zatai now going to head back as Godby looking for something. Kiddies may have found him. Kid in a whole lot of trouble now as well. Distortion comes through, does manage to mimic. Answer that for the 1-for-1.
Yeah, so the support picks it up, but Godby able to grab a kill in the for the mid laner, so a little bit further in favor of LGD. But in the end, IG made a pretty good situation out of that just by, I guess, baiting them into an overstay. Imp twice now, by the way, has tried to jump over the wall with that Pierce and headbutted it.
That one's a difficult one.
Not what he's looking for. He did it on the top side of the map trying to get into dry brush. Then he tried to go over the Krugs wall there to get rid of away from Kakao, and both times wasn't able to nail it. So maybe a little bit rusty in game one of the day.
Yeah, potentially. And when you've played 6 other AD carries before heading back to Kalista here on the LPL stage, you can imagine that maybe some rust would occur.
Yeah, just a little bit. So I'm sure his misfortune mechanics still on point, but Kalista seems to be suffering a little bit for that.
Yeah, he wants to be strutting, not poison.
God, that was bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Look, it's early in the day. Zatai, though.
We're all warming up.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Zatai going to start up the dragon.
PYL's been caught out.
He's most certainly caught out. There's the Arctic Assault as well. That's going to find him. Oh my goodness, the Permafrost coming through. Everyone actually coming down to this bottom side. PYL's going to be safe, but Imp in a whole lot of trouble as Kiddies does manage to get there. The swap comes through. A lot of resistances now on Kid as they continue the fight, and Flame gets taken down to half health. The shockwave under both of these tanky members, but Godby, he's going to be okay. The equalizer comes down as well. So much AoE damage here from the IG lineup as Godby not going to be able to get too much done. Kiddies, though, there's the command protect, but I don't know whether it'll be enough as the ignite ticks down and Godby picks up the outside kill. TBQ still here as the Dragons get started. The double kill now as Orianna falls down, and Arctic Assault into TBQ. There's the single man ultimate as Kid manages to pick up the kill into TBQ now, but Godby wants to find a pickup, and Kid has to be very worried about the AoE potential coming through from this dragon. Arctic Assault finds it, and Kakao finally kills the pesky LeBlanc.
And this is the thing about Kakao on these tanky junglers. He's still extremely aggressive, so giving him a scoreline of 2-0 and 4 is so dangerous at this point. Sejuani does ridiculous amounts of damage late game for a tank with this Gromp buff as well as a Cinderhulk, not to mention a W at max ranks does that percentage health damage, so he's in a very good place. Rookie off the back of that had a fantastic shockwave, but it really is Zatai at the moment that's securing these team fights. His equalizers have been completely on point, and another one shredded through the entirety of the team. Made sure that they couldn't get in, and Imp, unfortunately, getting a little bit caught out at the start of this game.
Yeah, not quite finding it here, but still managing to stay ahead in the farm. 2-2-0 now as well, almost has that Bloodthirster completed. So not a horrible performance, but you're right, if this Kallista's not able to survive in these team fights, they don't have a lot of extra damage here with the Lee Sin Maokai not really doing too much on that front. Godby's certainly picking up the slack, but it's going to be pretty hard if it's all on him towards this later stage.
Yeah, so they're able to pick up a dragon, so now that's equalized. There's about 1,000 gold advantage for IG, even though they haven't taken any of the outer turrets as of yet. So that's probably bad news for LGD, because you feel that they're going to fall at some point. The two big real team fighting comps coming out here. No real siege from either team.
Yeah, well, especially not from IG, who have the very low range Kid on the Urgot. But they can just zone away from turrets here, you have to think, with the equalizer, with the potential shockwave coming through with good ball placement.
Well, with a 2-0 and 4 Sejuani, it's going to get to the point where they just run underneath turrets. Yeah. Kakao's just going to live underneath there. You throw in a couple of Zhonya's Hourglasses on your main carries like the Rumble, like the Orianna, and all of a sudden you're not in much danger under these turrets. But we see bottom lane now has become the focus. Rookie's still trying to pressure.
Whoa, gets a flash here as well as Godby heads back towards that distortion. Trading that one for the ultimate, definitely going to be in Rookie's favor as he's staying a lot more healthy in this lane. And 4-2-1. You can understand why.
Yeah, exactly right. He had a great team fight around that dragon, was able to pick up some of those kills as well. There's that skirmish in the bottom lane, so he's now in a very good position. He has the boots too, so a little bit more of an aggressive build coming out of Rookie here when you compare it to Godby, who's now going for the, I guess, it's both offensive and defensive in the option, the Abyssal Scepter, so he's just prioritizing a little bit of a different build here. You would expect the Death Cap to come out next from Rookie, although we have seen a couple of second item Void Staffs.
Oh my goodness, the flash swap to come through as him tries to marshal points away, but look at the burst damage as Kakao comes in. PYL forced to get the heck out, doesn't land the dredge line here as the depth charge comes through to try and stop the chase. Kitties looks for the Shuriken, doesn't find it. Lightning Rush is there, the Surge doesn't land though as Kakao Arctic assaults him, the Permafrost to slow down this Nautilus, and he's not as tanky without that Titan's Wrath, and he's going to fall down.
And what an engage coming through from the bottom lane. They're just layering of CC meant that Imp could go nowhere. Still had the heal available and fell before he could even use it. TVQ now looking for Rookie, but they need to be careful. Their bottom lane just died.
Yeah, there's the flash actually over the wall. The chain does land as... Oh my goodness, I thought TVQ was actually going to go for that Sonic Wave, but didn't have any vision in the pit, and Kakao heading around here. Sonic Wave picks the gap.
Maokai's here as well.
Yeah, kids hanging around. There are some members of LGD like you mentioned, but there's a tie in that top side. IG not going to go aggressive. They do need to sweep out these wards, which Kitties is most definitely going to do. Godby still with some control here in the mid lane, able to get a decent burst of damage onto Rookie, who's probably not going to be playing with as much gusto in this mid lane from now on.
Yeah, definitely not without that flash as we see Godby. He's looking to get a little bit of a snipe onto someone. Rookie, he's gone across to pick up a wolf camp for himself, but needs to get back to mid fairly quickly as PYL has been caught again.
Yeah, again here is Kid with a whole lot of consistent damage. The Fate's Call is going to be available very, very soon. There it is, pulls him in as Rookie. He's going to burn to death as Godby picks up that kill. In the meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, PYL trades his life here as it's going mental down in this bottom side. Imp so incredibly low. Flame teleported in and looking to try and get some follow-up damage. Godby coming down as well as Arctic Assault's going to get Kakao back under the turret.
They need to be careful here. They cannot dive. The teleport is available for Zatai, and the equalizer would be all kinds of bad.
Oh my goodness, the Mimic Distortion though as Kitties is going to get chained up. It doesn't have the Ignite there, and the little cannon who could manages to survive.
So Rookie gets soloed out in the mid lane, whiffs the Shockwave. Godby on this LeBlanc is going completely bonkers, and you see that across the map it's leading to small advantages. They take another outer turret, so that's 2-1 in favor of LGD at the moment. The problem with that, Kakao's still getting bigger. 4-0-5. He's 30 CS clear at the moment. And this Sejuani is already a massive problem. Stronger than Zatai by far.
Yeah, it has the Locket of the Iron Solari as well, so going to be helping out his entire team now with the Glacial Shroud.
Kakao is 2,600 gold ahead of Zatai.
That's silly.
And let's have a look again at the 1v1 outplay. Goes back to the first distortion. Rookie thought he was going to go to the second, then he comes back for another cheeky auto attack. Yep. So Godby just showing Rookie that he might have his number.
Yeah, when you have a couple of distortions prepped, you do have a few options here, but that was beautifully well played as Kakao going to continue clearing out his jungle, 4-0-5, as we mentioned before. Man Immune completed now for Kid, with the Mercury's Treads here as well, and that's an interesting pickup.
Yeah, it certainly is. So if we take a look at the gold really quickly, Kakao is actually the richest member on the map.
Really?
Yeah, so he's 7,000, nearly 8,000 gold. 7,500 for Godby is the second highest. So he's about 500 gold clear of anyone, and that just shows how potent he's been in this early game. And what that's going to mean is, as the game ramps up, because they're only a solo tank lineup, there's probably no one better than Kakao to get the gold, because he needs to be that big, beefy frontliner by himself. When you look at the other side, there's a Lee Sin, there's a Maokai, there's also the Nautilus, so they have much more options there to get members in the front line for LGD. Kakao, he's going to have to do a lot of that heavy lifting solo.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether he can get it done, but if there's anyone who's capable of it, it is most definitely Kakao. He's had phenomenal playoff winning performances in the past. If we look back at the OGN last year, and it's Ty going to have to answer Flame's push here on the top side. Who does have the Righteous Glory. Kitties wants to be able to kill something providing vision.
The scream is intimidating, Atlas.
It most certainly is. Kakao coming through the mid lane as well, looking to stick around Rookie. Godby wants to find Kid. He's going to find it there. The swap immediately to get in the extra resists, and Kid answering back quite nicely. Knocks in Corrosive Charge doing some work, but probably shouldn't have gone aggressive because Godby is a monster. There's the ultimate to come through. Oh my goodness, that passive came out at exactly the right time, but Rookie is going to lock down the kill. It's a 1-for-1, but LGD, they're trying to take down this dragon, and it's getting taken down very low. Kakao only just misses out of his opportunity, but the fight might be on here as Kitty's looking to come through with the ultimate. Flashes for it as well as Depth Charge comes in. Fate's Call going to get POA out of safety as the equalizer at such a beautiful position. Imp takes so much from that one. Rookie with just the edge of the hula hoop picks himself up the double kill of the bottom lane. And IG, they lose a dragon, but they come out ahead in the kills.
Yeah, so 3-for-1 in the end. And wow, what an equalizer. One more time from Zatai. Didn't go for the tanks, instead went for the carries and completely destroyed Imp off the back of that. Only had about 200 health left when that shockwave came through. And you have to think, that was just all from that awesome equalizer, as TBQ, with no offensive items, is just annoying at this point.
He doesn't do anything at all in the way of damage. And you see the Sonic Wave come through and you're like, oh man, this guy could get soloed out by the skirmishing monster that is Lee Sin. No. A few love taps. And then he's going to be about his business. And interestingly, Kid actually looking for a Hex Drinker as his next one. And I say interestingly, it makes a bit of sense with Godby on the map. Zatai, though, now in a bit of trouble as the double tanks coming through to try and get Zatai down. PWL makes a third tank towards this top side as Dredgeline's going to land, and Zatai is most definitely dead. There he is.
Took a while, though.
Yeah, certainly did take a while.
Not much damage in that game.
No. Not a whole lot. Abyssal Scepter was completed here by Zatai, but of course a lot of physical damage to come through from the Lee Sin. Oh, actually, probably mostly magic damage because Cinderhulk's probably the majority of that one. And the Tempest as well doing magic damage.
I really like the build actually coming out of Zatai this game. Going for a little bit of defensive as well as offensive, and just going for those pseudo items. Of course, the base stats on Rumble are fantastic, but he got the double penetration, now the triple penetration, kind of with the magic resistance lessening coming through from the Abyssal. Also helps Rookie out a lot. Can't underestimate how much work Kakao will get done with that as well, especially if he goes for a late game Leandri's Torment, as we've seen coming through on some of the Sejuani. So very much helps all of the team right here, does Zatai.
Some more crowd shots coming through as don't really need to watch Rookie farming in this bottom side. Godby didn't decide that he wanted to come through and take some damage off him. Death Cap on this Orianna makes her a much more terrifying force, and we've spoken about the 2-item power spike that comes through when an Orianna picks up these couple of items, and it really is quite frightening, just the level up in damage that you get.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we see a little bit of aggression coming out in the mid lane now from IG. They don't have the teleport available out of Zatai, so they need to be careful. You feel he is maybe the linchpin of the team. His equalizer just sets up a lot of the other AoE CC that's going to come through from Kitties as well as Rookie, so they're just trying to jockey for position. There's still a couple of minutes on before this dragon is up, so clearing out wards, making sure they're farming up, and in the late game, you really would give them the advantage. Orianna makes everyone a little bit tankier. Urgot, he's going to get to the point where he's unkillable, and the persistent damage that's going to come out of this team lineup is just a little bit better than you think what LGD are bringing to the table.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very frightening coming through to this late game, especially if Zatai continues to have these equalizers on such good point, because we've been talking about this. We're talking about the fact that, you know, they rely on these ultimates, but Rookie's shockwaves, despite that one in the 1v1, have been fantastic. The equalizers as well as Dissonance not going to find Godby there, as I'm trying to talk you up, Rookie. If you could hit your abilities, that would be good.
I'll have a chat to him after the game. But
yeah, that would be great.
He has been a little bit out of sorts today, Rookie. Maybe not as polished on the Orianna as he is on the other champions like the Azir. And we see Godby once again looking for a bit of an assassination. In saying that, Rookie is actually up in gold. So Godby, whilst having a fantastic game, Rookie is still ahead of him by just the slightest of margins. Has gone for some home guard boots as opposed to the couple of Doran's rings that were picked up by Godby. So
Yeah, Goppy not quite able to get the vision down here, down on the bottom side, just has that sweeper as well, so with a full inventory, not going to be able to ward up too much of that bottom side of the map, but he just sort of wants to be his own ward, doesn't he? Just chilling out in these brushes and trying to get the pick when they come through. Haven't mentioned Imp in the last little while, but he's hit his 2-item power spike with both of these red ones, the Hurricane and the Bloodthirster coming through, so he'll do a fair bit of damage in these team fights if he's allowed to. We'll see whether Cacao is ever going to let him with that Glacial Prison.
He just doesn't do any damage. There's 2 Frozen Hearts.
That's a good point.
He's going to either have a cannon in his face, he's going to have an Urgot in his face. There's just no way that Imp gets any damage down in this game until he gets to the point where he has a Last Whisper, which probably means he needs to get it for his 3rd item, but that's still 2,300 gold away, Atlas, and there's no way that he is shredding through any of the tanky members right now on IG.
Well, that being said, he has managed to farm up relatively well, especially in comparison to his counterpart here in Kid, who hasn't quite managed to find quite as many creep waves as the Kalista, but you have to think that that Muraman are going to be coming through very, very soon.
Yeah, certainly looks to be the tank. Case is about 100 mana off the transformation right now, so Kid, whilst not being up in farm, has got the 9 assists, which is helping him out in the gold department.
Yep.
Going a very supportive build. Of course, he has got the Mercury Treads, as we pointed out earlier, so he's very tanky, very elusive when CC is coming through. As we see Cacao with that ball on him is an absolute beast.
He is a monster. So much extra health here, sitting at about 3,000. When you get 0 health and masses of armor from that Frozen Heart, this pig is so incredibly tanky. We'll see what he decides to build up next. If it's a Warmogs, I just don't see Cacao dying in a team fight.
Oh, TBQ, he doesn't take much damage either until the percentage health comes through.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. The Arctic Assault doing some work. Kitty's actually blowing the Righteous Glory, managing to get his stuns down here as well as, catches up to him but doesn't get the last mark. And that is going to be a tower lost there, I believe, in the mid lane as a bit of a nice rotation comes through from LGD, but it is going to mean IG pick up their 2nd dragon, answering the 2 already picked up from LGD, and Kitty's looking to get amongst this one, but not to find any LGD members who just do a bit of a hit and run on that mid lane turret.
Yeah, so they trade objectives in the end coming through. Leandri's Torment now finished up for Zatai in the top lane as well. He's looking to get busy with some damage. They might have caught out Flame.
Yeah, they're looking for the tree hanging around this jungle, of course, still with a fair bit of vision. Kitty's just rushing with the lightning through this top lane. Does land the Shuriken. Wants to find his next one as Righteous Glory is going to be popped here by Flame, but not quite giving him the amount of movement speed that he wants, and Cacao is just going to pick up some slow after the flash there from Flame.
Yeah, they get the flash, which is just all the engage gone from this LGD lineup, so they can't really catch anyone else. Godby, he's looking for a pick here, but I just don't see where he's going to get it from. Kid, even now with the Merc Treads, with, of course, that Null Magic Mantle, is pretty tanky himself, and PYL, he's been caught as well.
Yeah, he's looking to dredge line his way out, does manage to find it there as Godby, now in no man's land behind everyone, is just going to head back to base after sweeping that brush. Actually stops his back. See what he does decide to do is there's a pink ward hanging out in that brush. He's not going to be able to move around here too freely.
He's pinged out Zatai, but he's completely out of position in this mid lane. They zone everyone off. The teleport comes through. They're going to get a tier 2 for free. And that's just some poor positioning from LGD coming through.
Yeah, and that was just beautiful play from Zatai as well. I mean, he got pinged out. People were collapsing on him and then just teleports into the mid lane and means that not going to find the pick and they pick up the inner turret.
Yeah, so they're able to grab the turret. A lot of farm is dying to the top lane. That one falls as well. So they get both turrets, and a very heads-up play coming through from IG means that now they have a 5,000 gold lead.
Yeah, and Cacao looking to try and get something done here in the backside as well. Every member of LGD sort of moving away from the pig as takes a Sigil of Malice and doesn't really do a whole lot. But the important thing here for LGD is that Imp finally now has that Last Whisper completed.
Yeah, so he has the Last Whisper completed. Still is going for the AoE build coming through from Kalista. The Hurricane being picked up, of course. So don't know how much work he can get done, but he certainly needs to get on his bike. You feel maybe even a Blade of the Ruined King will come through for the next item, although he needs the QSS as well to escape the Urgot ultimate.
To get out of prison.
Just get out of everything.
Yeah.
There's just so much CC.
Yeah, I don't think we can really name exactly everything he needs to get out of. I mean, Slicing Maelstrom going to stun him up. Cacao's going to put him in prison, as we mentioned before. The swap going to come through from Kid.
Not to mention the slow is just ridiculous
out
of Permafrost. So, yeah, there's some things that he needs to make sure that he can cope with.
Yeah, and It is going to be the Locket of the Iron Solari completed by PWL, so not going to have that Mikhails for the secondary ability to move out of CC here for him.
Of course, not going to affect the hyperkinetic position reversal, but everything else is Mikhailsable. So
Mikhailsable. I love it. That's a real good one. That sounds a little bit Atlas-esque.
Well, you can't say cleansable because it's not a cleanse technically.
No, it's not. It removes suppression. Yeah, that's what we've got to talk about here. Is Malzahar also a problem for Mikhails? Kid, not going to try and walk into that brush there. TBQ does have exclusive control over that area, but there is a ward over that Krug side. This Kitty's now looking to try and get in amongst this one. Ward going to come down, and IG just going to sweep that one out as well. They're making a positional play here around the Baron. Kakao gets Dredge lined up, but not going to be too worried about it. As Flame looking to try and get in towards his backside. The dissonance comes through. Kitty just gets destroyed as Imp still looking to try and find something here on the backside of the map. The equalizer comes through. Beautiful positioning as Kakao lays his ultimate on top. Imp just getting destroyed, but LGD with the man advantage managing to make something happen as these red health bars are going down low. Imp's gonna die. The shockwave onto 3 members. That was disgusting from Rookie. Picks himself up a double kill, and only Godby survives.
Yeah, and he's looking for a pick on the backside, but IG doing the smart thing. As a team grouping up, they're not going to give it to him. Thank God Rookie didn't go towards that brush. I thought he was going to do it again and make us all look stupid. But what a team fight in the end coming out from IG. They're able to clean it up, and it was once again Zetai's equalizer coupled with the fact that the ultimate came through from Kakao. Let's take another look at it. Don't engage onto Kakao. He will live forever, and in the end, they get in and they blow up Kitties. This is what we said Godby was going to be used for. He's deleting some of the CC before the team fight even gets it. Rookie gets kicked back in and flashes over the wall. But look at the layering of CC in the bottom part of the map. Imp gets completely obliterated. Can't do anything off the back of that. Then flashes forward, I believe, Kakao to pick everything up. Kid is still with him. And
that
the huge shockwave. 3 members get caught up in all of that burst damage coming through. And it was just patience out of Rookie. 9-3-3. He's picked himself up a Void Staff. He's also got another needlessly large rod. You can only hope that's going to be a Luden's Echo.
Yeah.
Because he just does ridiculous damage.
I have to feel like it's probably going to be a Zhonya's Hourglass for the boring choice.
And pastry time, man.
No, I just feel like it is. I want the Luden's Echo, don't worry. I feel like it's a good item on everyone, no matter what type of damage you want to build. I don't know why TBQ didn't go for it. He's lacking damage, build a Luden's Echo.
Kickout's being caught out once again.
Caught out definitely with those quotation marks, but my goodness, in the end, Imp does do a heck of a lot of damage with 5 members behind him. And LGD, they pick off the jungler, and now they're going to be able to start off the Baron. We'll see whether Rookie can get into position for a potential shockwave to stop this one from coming down.
Too far away. He's still coming in. Maybe Kitties has to go, but how do they get in there?
Yeah, they've got the rend here as well as Kitties comes through with that one. Oh, it is going to be rendered down as Kid now off the backside, still very, very healthy. But Rookie, he has a whole... Oh my goodness, that shockwave still in a great position. Another equalizer. Beautifully placed snags Imp there as Kid. So tanky, but not quite enough when Godby comes into this one. Zetai trying to burn down TBQ, but he's pretty tanky as well. And Godby finally gets the team fight he was looking for, and they pick up a Baron, and Kakao can't get caught out like that.
Yeah, he certainly can't. He just got caught in no man's land, and they just sent 2 people bottom lane. I don't understand why they did it. The second thing I don't really understand, I have to see the replay, is why Zetai walked there. I'm pretty sure he had his teleport available. Probably could have been there to support Rookie. And as soon as Rookie fell, you just felt all the damage was gone. Still 3 members with Baron. That's a fantastic team fight for LGD.
Yeah, really beautifully done. And now LGD able to put pressure on this base. Of course, inner turret still yet to fall for the LGD lineup. That's some standing gold. And they're back within 3,000 here. As far as that score is concerned, 3rd dragon going to be picked up by LGD. A little bit of trading as far as these dragons are concerned, as Kakao going to take down the puppies. And Rookie probably wants to complete that. Zhonya's may have helped him out a whole lot in that last engage, but really just without Kakao, who has a whole lot of their money, not to mention the smite, really going to be necessary in these next few fights, because I believe he even had the Glacial Prison still available.
No, he threw it out just as he was dying, so...
Oh, okay, just may as well get it out there.
Yeah, he certainly did try and just get as much work done as possible, but this Baron buff, look at the looking down the lineups, is going to be very popular. Oh, wow.
Oh, there's the dredge line to come through onto Kid, but so many shields.
Flash dredge line actually came through from PYL, and that was with Imp in the top lane. Kitties.
Oh my goodness, he is so dead. Catches a stray Sonic
Imp's
Wave
still
there
in
to
the
secure
top
the
lane.
kill.
It's still a 4v5.
Yeah, Kakao looking to try and get something started here as the chains aren't going to land. Godby coming over the wall there with the distortion, heads back in again, but IG, they are going to disengage as Imp decides that he wants to pick up the red buff.
I can't believe they did not pull the trigger on that. They knew exactly where Imp was. And without the AD carry and Godby going through his complete rotation to take Kitties off the map, probably could have taken a fight there. Instead now there's another 10 seconds where Kennen not available and they're sieging through on this mid lane.
Yeah, and Godby does have his ultimate back up again. Oh my goodness, the swap comes through as Godby just goes everywhere there as Flame finds his way towards the backside of the map. Rookie still very, very low, so he has to get out of this one as the inner turret is going to fall down. Those Baroned up minions doing some work, and IG have to concede.
Yeah, and what we were mentioning is the fact that both teams siege very poorly. Baron is a huge objective for both of them. Of course, Kalista has fairly low range, has a lot of mobility to be able to dart in and out of fights, but really not going to be able to get much done. So Urgot in the exact same position. Whoever has Baron, you feel, has a better siege comp at the moment just because of the fact that that big purple cannon.
Yep, the big purple cannon with more range, almost double the range of every single possible champion here on the IG lineup as Kid. Not with so much. Of course, Rookie does have a little bit, but not going to be doing quite as much DPS to these turrets as they would otherwise like. And Godby's found himself a 9-3-4 scoreline now. Almost has his own Luden's Echo potentially completed now. A man can dream.
And once again, they're just not grouped up on the IG lineup. It's back to 1,000 gold only, so LGD completely pulling this one back. You see the Bloodthirster Blade of the Ruined King combo has been finished up by Imp, so he finally, you feel, can get some work done to these very tanky members. Moving in, free hitting the turret. That's going down very quickly.
Yeah, the position reverser is going to be here, but Kitties gets dredge lined. He's going to take that as an opportunity to get in here as well as Kakao throws down the ultimate. Look at the equalizer again. Stunning positioning. Godby going to get caught by the shockwave, but that's going to be it. Oh my goodness, the flash Arctic Assault there as well from Kakao secures Imp. And my goodness, IG pull the trigger. TBQ, the only man standing, and that was a 4 for nothing.
Yeah, 4 for nothing. TBQ being hunted down by Kakao. They're having a bit of a battle, but TBQ, you do absolutely nothing to that tanky pig. Someone go to the bottom lane, Kakao.
Yep, Kakao gets the permafrost here as well. TBQ, what he has is mobility, as TBQ just going to try and clear out this creep wave because this Sejuani is impossible to remove. Does get the Dragon Rage back up again. But in the meantime, the inhibitor turret is falling down. Oh, some cheeky behavior here from TBQ.
And they're just proxy farming against each other now.
Yep. Okay, you two can play at that game, sir.
And Kakao even clears better than him.
Oh my goodness. But Rookie is going to be able to clear out this top wave. At least someone's still thinking about winning the game, Kakao. It's TBQ. Oh, dodges out of the way of the Arctic Assault. Oh, the ultimate comes back up, only at 20% slow as the teleport comes in from Zetai, wanting to finish off what was a gallant 1v1 and snags it with the equalizer.
So in the end, they use everything as Kakao is laughing his head off. You cheated, Kakao. You were winning an honorable duel.
I know. TBQ, look at how frustrated he is. He's like, oh my goodness, 1v1 me at Baron. Kakao.
Well, he thought he had an understanding, and he doesn't want the 1v1. Kakao does much more damage. He's 6 items.
Yeah, Thornmail now completed as well, but that wasn't the case before. It was far more even. Look at TBQ. He's, no, this is...
I'll get you next time,
Not a gentleman. Not a gentleman at all. PYL going to be discovered here by Rookie as he throws his ball over there, and Sentinel again going to frighten the heck out of everyone as Rookie going to take down a Grump. Grump probably the best thing to remove from the map.
Yeah, Rookie probably shouldn't be taking it. It's a very important buff right now for Kakao, and if I was Kakao, I'd have some choice words for my mid laner because the respawn time on these camps is ridiculously long, and when Baron up in 50 seconds, Kakao really does need that buff.
Does he though? He's got 6 items. It's a Randuin's Frozen Heart Thornmail. It's disgusting.
But it just makes him so relevant in trying to dive onto Imp as Imp's hitting him. It's the Thornmail coming through, the true damage, as well as the Cinder Hulk. They've got complete control over this part of the map.
Yep, and a Luden's Echo was completed by Godby.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know, right?
Rookie, take notes.
Yeah, see? He's got to sell it, though. Oh, actually, there is still hope, ladies and gentlemen. We may get a final item Luden's Echo to come through from
unfortunately,
Rookie.
I think that isn't.
What is it going to be? Is it going to be an Abyssal Scepter?
No, it's going to be a Leandris.
Oh, frustration. But 4 seconds now on the Baron.
I'm real sad now.
I know, so am I. Really.
But happy for Godvi.
That's exactly right. No caster bias here. We just really, really like the item. But IG are going to tear this Baron apart. You can see once they get a hold of it, that thing does not last long, as now IG able to pressure this base. They already have one of the inhibitors
value
down.
Sentinel spots everyone.
Beautiful work, but is going to be the item used here from Kitties. They might actually trap Flame here as well, who does manage to get a ground pound in there.
Damage Kakao even does to Flame. No one is safe.
This is ridiculous, and he's taking no damage. There's the ball there as well for a bit of a shield. Godby looking to come through. There's the swap, actually, and he just gets eliminated. Probably wishes that he had Azonia's Hourglass available there, as there's a bit of a zoning equalizer. Gets a couple of flashes here as well, as Imp just gets destroyed. The shockwave used on the prime carry here in LGD. They have no damage left over at all. PYL going to get destroyed. Zatai even here as TBQ wants to try and get the kick, but there are some golden players hanging out in the base, and IG, they're pushing through for the victory.
Yeah, they certainly are. In the end, just too strong. Kakao has an absolute blinder. Rookie joins him, but a great team effort across the board for IG means that they take the game.
That last swap was so good.
I just like the fact that there was a bit of miscommunication because he went for the swap as Kitties was flashing over the wall to stun him up with a slicing Veilstrom. It was a very, very good initiation.